Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. So I'm just going to make this quick video. I just wanted to make a quick video about how I deal with my own anxiety. I know, especially right now, it's definitely, I'm feeling it more than I would be otherwise. So I've been having some issues with that recently, so I really just had to sit down and remind myself, what I've done in the past to help me cope with my anxiety and, just make it a little bit easier for myself. I, like everyone else in the world, have a lot going on right now, and it's not hard to feel anxious during these really uncertain times. So I just want to talk about 5 things that I do that typically will help me to feel better. I will note that I am on an anti-anxiety medication, so there is that also helping me. So these are just 5 things that you can do in the day just to help yourself, give you some relief. So the first thing I like to do is to keep my mind busy on something positive, right? Like maybe coloring or reading. It could be doing anything that you enjoy, but really the point of it is doing something that you enjoy and, being able to take your mind off of your stresses in life for a little bit. That is really helpful when dealing with anxiety. It's just to find really positive outlets for, dealing with your emotions or your stress. So that's number one. It's just finding something to keep your mind preoccupied. Number two, for me personally, I love to laugh. That's definitely something I try to do a lot of in a day. So I would say maybe watching a funny movie or a funny show, whatever your idea of funny is. But just being able to laugh, like I find that really is cathartic. Like you really do feel better once you laugh and you kind of just like get rid of some of that stress that you're holding in all the time. So I feel like laughing is just like a really positive way to deal with anxiety. Like let's just laugh more and be happy. So that is number two. One that I've kind of discovered over time is that when I have a lot of caffeine, I find that that's when obviously my sleep takes a big hit, right? If I'm drinking so much caffeine that I can't sleep, then I'm not sleeping properly, and then I find my emotions get out of whack, and it's kind of just a whole cycle. So for me, sleep is very, very important, as it is for anyone else, but like I really, really make sure that I get 8 hours of sleep minimum. So I find limiting caffeine is definitely something that is helpful. I try to limit it to maybe 2 cups of coffee a day or 2 caffeine drinks, whatever it might be, pop or whatever. But I try to drink no more than that, and I only really drink it like up until a certain time of day, maybe 3 p.m. Like I don't like to drink caffeine at night because then it really does affect my sleep, which then in turn affects my mood. So that's honestly a really easy one to do. But I guess it depends how much coffee or energy drinks or whatever you drink. But for me, I'm not a huge consumer of caffeine, so limiting it to 2 in a day is really not that hard for me. But it is definitely beneficial. So, and in turn, with learning how caffeine affected me, it was important for me to learn other things that would trigger my anxiety. So I really had to stop and think, okay, when is my anxiety at its worst? Okay, well, it's when I'm thinking of the future and it makes me realize how not in control I am. Then that's when I start to feel that overwhelming sense of anxiety and, just not being in control of your life, right? So that for me is a big trigger for my anxiety, is just kind of looking too far ahead in the future. So that's something I try not to do. I try to be very present, live very day at a time. Like really, that's all anyone can do. So I really just have to stop myself and really take the time to figure out what it is that causes anxiety, because once you know what triggers you and you know what kind of gets you going, then at least you know how to help yourself, right? I mean, taking that time to learn yourself is quite beneficial, because then you just know how to deal with it, you know, when you do get those rushes of anxiety, right? So number 4 is just learning your triggers. They're going to be different than somebody else's or different than mine. Like, everybody's going to have their own differences, right? And then number 5 is just eating a healthy, balanced diet. When you're getting, you know, enough nutrients and vitamins and minerals and everything that our bodies need, that's when they run at their most optimal. And that includes brain health, that includes everything, right? Like, every function of our body works better when we are ingesting healthy food, right? So there really is an important component of anxiety and eating well. Like, it goes kind of hand in hand, right? So make sure you're eating a lot of foods that are high in omega-3s, like brain health for sure. Lots of leafy greens. I mean, we should be eating this stuff anyway. I know a lot of us don't. I'm included in that. Sometimes I don't eat enough vegetables, but just making a concerted effort to just eat better, be more mindful of what you're consuming and putting in your body is definitely going to help you, right? Like, you don't want to be putting in junk into your body and expecting it to perform perfectly for you, right? So yeah, just really eating well, and yeah, just eating well and taking care of yourself. So I mean, those are 5 things that I do to kind of help me deal with my anxiety. They're very simple. They don't really cost much. It's just something to kind of self-soothe and just be able to deal with kind of bringing myself down on my own, you know, because I don't really see a therapist right now, but I feel like I have enough of a technique, and I know myself well enough that I can at least, I can identify when I'm, you know, just like overwhelmed with anxiety, and I can at least, you know, start implementing these steps back into my daily routine, and I find that it does get better over time, right? You just need to make a positive effort into doing things that are going to help you with your anxiety. You can't have anxiety and then wonder why it's always bad if you're eating garbage food, not sleeping properly, not exercising, drinking, whatever it might be, right? So if you're wanting to live a healthier life, and including mental health, I mean, you need to do everything in your power to make that happen. So I think I'm just going to end it there. If you have any questions, put them down below. Please subscribe to my channel, but until next time, see you later, guys.